BGE has been in the hot seat recently over the cost of energy. Residents in the state are frustrated about the price of their utility bills. And now state lawmakers want to rein in the utility spending.
First on Fox, Jessica Babb sits down with BGE's CEO pressing for answers.
At BGE's headquarters in downtown Baltimore,
there's a lot of frustration right now from residents who are dealing with these sky-high bills, from lawmakers who are trying to come up with solutions across the board. I know you guys are hearing it. How do you respond to this frustration and the worry that some people are feeling right now?
We're equally as frustrated. We feel our customers' pains, and I live in Maryland. I don't get a discount on my BGE bill, so I recognize that people are struggling right now, and it is top of mind for us.
While many residents are struggling to pay their energy bills, Tamla Olivier, BGE's president and CEO, says they're focused on affordability, touting the Customer Relief Fund providing limited help to certain customers who qualify. And she mentioned a proposal they've put in front of the PSC, which could save customers a few $100s a year once in place.
What we are doing internally is we're looking at every single thing that we spend. Every dollar counts. So we have worked to pull hundreds of millions of dollars off of our system, meaning those projects that are still critical projects, because we're driving the car with engine light on. But we said of those critical projects, are there ones that we can push out 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, just to kind of provide some relief to our customers.
But largely, Olivier is pointing to supply prices, something BGE doesn't control, as the root problem of your rising bill.
Supply costs are really a challenge here in Maryland specifically because we have a low supply resource adequacy issue in the state. And when I say that, what that means is we are importing 40% of our power currently, and we're relying on power from other states.
And while supply prices have gone up, BGE's been in the hot seat with growing profits topping $578 million last year, and an aggressive pipeline replacement program, which many advocates and lawmakers argue have been driving up delivery prices for residents, spending the utility can profit from. While Olivier argues BGE has to maintain aging infrastructure and says their spending ensures the system is reliable.
But do you acknowledge that the distribution rates have been significantly increasing, and that is something that BGE is accountable for and that has put a burden on residents? Do you acknowledge that?
Yeah, what I would say is they have been increasing at a rate that is well below the supply price. I would say everything is increasing. When you look at child care, when you look at health care, when you look at how much you're paying at the grocery store, when you look at housing, and I would say all of those things are increasing. So yes, have the distribution costs been increasing? Yes. What I would say, it's at an amount that I would say is not reasonable or prudent. I would say no.
Well, the PSC would argue that a lot of BGE spending wasn't prudent. Only about half of the spending that BGE wanted in the last rate case wasn't approved. So how do you respond to that?
I would respond that the PSC also has to take a look at all things. I would say that over the years, one of the things that is unfortunate is the Maryland PSC is ranked last across the country, only tied with Connecticut. And I think they have had to make some decisions relative to the spend. And some of those decisions have been placed 100% on affordability, but there are reliability things. I think really excited about Chair Barve in his new role, and I think he will be looking at what that balanced approach around affordability as well as reliability looks like.
Other BGE infrastructure projects are also drawing concern, like BGE's Baltimore Peninsula project, something that BGE argues is necessary. There's also the push in Annapolis to allow utilities to generate energy in the state, something that could help address the supply issue to bring down prices. But all of this is happening at a time when BGE is laying off employees, including more than 40 union workers, with BGE citing a reduction of work.
There's a lot of distrust right now. I know you've seen it. So how can ratepayers and customers trust that BGE is working on their behalf when they're seeing profits and they're seeing their bills just go up? And I know supply costs have gone up, but how can customers trust that BGE is working on behalf of their interest and not BGE's profits?
Yeah, I think what you saw is, across the Exelon family of utilities, a $60 million customer relief fund paid for by shareholders. You're not seeing any other utilities step up in that way.
In Baltimore, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
Hi, I'm Vincent Hill. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Follow Fox Baltimore on social media for more videos just like this.